Is Black Series Edition LLC. I'm going to be building a bigger screen from because we got we got multiple projects coming up. I have a theater on the go projection screens. We got the gaming technology we're going to be launching soon. We have ad tech we're working on. And I still have to get onto sites to show off the technology. We may have to push it back like another 2 months because we have so much stuff that has to be done. I literally have to lay a new foundation for out there. Online, yeah, we can back our products at 100% out there, completely different territorial area over there. So first thing I need to do before we get the business cards in, before we get the brochures and T-shirts, everything we needed to basically get our 800 number intact. Get my number off of there, get the 800 number intact, and now that leads the way for me to go in and start designing business cards, which we are going to need business cards, we're going to need brochures, we're going to need a whole lot of stuff, pamphlets. We're going to need a lot of stuff to get this started. Because again, like I said, out there is a whole different world. You just can't, YouTube's not enough. It just isn't enough. They have to physically be able to see the screen. You got to sit down and have meetings with them. They need to know that this thing is actually legit and real. So they have to see it. And this is why we're renting out these showrooms to show off the screens. But before we can do this, we have to lay a foundation first to do it. Now, we already have done our research. We've done our testing. We know our product at the end of the day. We can back it up with no problem whatsoever. That's done. The next stage is basically giving it a more of an offline face. So business cards are very important. Having a professional 800 number, extremely important because it shows that you mean business at the end of the day. I advise people if you are going to be doing business, get yourself an 800 number. Trust me, it carries a lot of weight. Also, too, on top of that, with brochures, pamphlets, stuff like that on our screens, what we design, what we put together, detailed information on each product. This is why I can't explain enough, and I've said it dozens of times, why you do not make up things when you're selling products. Because this is going to end up everywhere. It has to end up everywhere, in every social media site, every business card, every brochure. It's going to be everywhere. It becomes the brand of your company. So you have to tell the truth. If you don't tell the truth on this, you have started the brand of your company on a complete lie. So everything we have in our specification sheets and our brochures will have each screen in there. It'll have the specification sheets on it, and we have to be to back all this up. That's why you don't lie, because it leads to other things. So we got the business cards we're going to be doing soon. I'm going to be working on some brochures. Getting customized banners and all that stuff made. When we go to showrooms, we have our own custom booths with our own logos and stands and all that stuff with our stuff on it. So that's going to be fantastic right there. I need to next is to pick up a third cell phone because, again, as I said before, they know there are a lot of places when we work in it's going to have free Wi-Fi. When we're out there doing the other screens where there's no Wi-Fi out there, we're going to have to tether to something. So the RetroPie runs pretty much on its own. This is its own thing at the end of the day. But the theater screen on the go, that's a different story. It needs some kind of video feed to push through it. And this is not going to be like the videos. This is an actual dedicated phone we're going to use. And we're going to attach one of those HDMI to C charger adapters, which will allow us to run Netflix or whatever movies we want right there through the screen, and we can run it off our cell phone signal without having any problems at all. So I thought that was a better way on how to get media from here to there. We're going to be using for those particular setups, I'm definitely going to go with the Philips projectors. All the research I've done them, I like them. I'm going to get one, try it out, see how it works out. We're going to build a screen paint around this, and then we're going to go back and we're going to show the company, because I'm already acquiring their program for allowing us to be able to get these things for much cheaper. I'm going to show them the difference between what their projectors look like on the white screens that they're displaying and what it looks like on ours. So, always looking for business opportunities along the way. I have got numbers over here for park and recreation for me to be able to donate some screens. This will advertise for our company. And then we have a couple places where ad tech is going to be going into. I literally want to go back and tell them that June the 1st is not going to happen. We're just going to push it back because we just have too much to do and too much that has to be done. so we can lay that foundation correctly and have everything in place. As for paperwork, we're done. I did paperwork when I was in the laundry room at my sister's place. That's why I locked everything in. So we reach this point right here, we're not scrambling for paperwork because it's already done. That's why you have to build things. You have to gradually build your foundation. Because if you don't, your foundation is going to be, structure is going to be completely weak and it will possibly collapse. And this will basically cost you time, money at the end of the day. You make sure you build it right. Okay, so business cards, I'm pretty much got an idea on how I want to design my cards. I'm not going to do them here because I want to keep my numbers are actually, I got some numbers going on here. You will never get a chance to see those numbers. Sorry, those numbers, this is all strictly, the business cards are strictly for our offline business contacts. That's why we have the 800 number for here, where people can reach us at, and you can reach us through several different other sources. And we have these business cards for out there. Okay. So let's see, that'll be done. I have several different other paints I still have to work on. Like I said, we're doing a customization for the portables now. We have the gamer screens, gamer mat, tablecloths, all that coming out. And we're going to be showing off more demonstrations and the customized packaging we have for the acoustic screens. I want to do some setups for that in the park. Again, that's why we need all that, because we're going to do some demonstrations in the park with it. What else we got working on? We got the Cinema Flow, and we got some other screens that are going to be out for testing, and a few other screen paints we're still going to be working on. As for the FLE dark, what's it called? Dark silver, that is getting another upgrade. Actually, we're going to be sending over. I had a couple individuals that bought it already. We're going to be sending them a quart of the upgrade. We're going to upgrade, just change the color out, with the color a little bit different. I like it, but I want something different. And we're going to add in a free blackout cloth with the surface. So, you get a free blackout cloth surface with it. Where the heck is the mother phone at? And the one with the coating that we're going to attach to it has the ability to eat a certified, which means it can take on a certified very easily. And this means that the screen now has a full completion of an FLE coating. We actually kind of, when it comes to more like screens that are lighter, we kind of like lighten up when it comes to an FLE technology to it, because again, the black screens actually produce much better on that level, or darker gunmetals. But with that shifting technology, it gives the screen the ability to do a lot of things. And we will be expanding the screen size. The one you saw up there was just strictly a test. We're going to basically push up to maybe 120 to 150 display. And this will be on site. So you get a chance to see the screen operating in commercial environments. As for the other one who claimed to upgrade it, why would you wait now for us to do it when you had it the entire time? You could have upgraded it at any given time and you didn't do it. It's because you didn't have the capability to do it. And you'll see in our demonstration that we already showed you already, that screen functioning outside of 1,000 lumens, that we're going to be able to use that product against certifies, have it on commercial, using it in ultra sure throw settings, and on top of that, do things that the other screen paint could not do by far. All right, and on top of that, free blackout cloth surface with it. Yes, sir. I think about 5x7, but again, where's my phone? I gotta look up something real quick. I just literally stepped away and I remember the blackout cloth surface. I was gonna add with that. There it is. I want to see if I can go a little bigger than 5x7. I'm stuck for 2 days. I got stuff coming in, so I really can't go anywhere. I'm still going to do my walk around there, but I can't go anywhere farther, really far away, because I got to be here for stuff. All right, let me see. And then someone contacted me last night, a good friend of mine. He actually works in City Hall in Allentown, and he was like, "Yo, that walking around you're doing, man, at the end of the day, we could do something with that. You just got to tone it down a little bit because you're getting a little crazy on it sometimes." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I reminisce on some crazy." So, yeah, get it to a point where you have it where it's more about advertising for Allentown, and we'll push some stuff your way. So they kind of like the whole walk and talk of going through Allentown and doing this and doing that. But they want me to cut down on the other stuff, which I can understand that, and push more to like, the history of Allentown and all that stuff like that. I'm a history junkie anyway, so research on that, yeah, no problem. So yeah, that's what they want me to do. So I'm saying, look, I'm doing this, but I want something in return, like some of these doors to open up down here a little faster for me to be able to go in and put my technology through this, that, and the other. So yeah, let me see. I am going to let's see a bigger surface we're going to need for this. So we're going to make this thing a kit. All the other screens on here we have are kits. So let me see. Let's see. What is this? What size is this? Ooh. Alright. This works for me. Alright, one change the size. The 5x7 is okay, but the problem with the 5x7, and I was thinking about that, I was like, we gotta change the 5x7. It can't be 5x7. It's gonna be a little bigger. 5x7 because uh, a a fixed screen, a 100-inch screen basic is 4x7. You would hit the 7 mark easily. You need at least about 2 inches to fold over a frame in order to do it. So we'll do at 8 feet by 10 feet. That's literally big enough to knock out the entire court at 150 inches. Or 70, about almost 150 inches. Yeah, about that much in there. That's a big enough surface. So we'll add that in for free. So I just basically, when I go to Amazon, I basically see the number, not the number, the little area right here. Right there. See it right there at the top where it says visit Philips store. That's all I have to do is pop in there, find their information, or just go online and find their information. And then they have a special section for wholesalers. And I just go in there and they require my wholesale identification, ID license. I type all that in there, my business information, and they want the business license and whatever, LLC and all that stuff. We type all that stuff in there. And then later on, they'll contact me and they'll send me out a catalog. And in the catalog, we'll have all this stuff like this, but for like a lot cheaper. So I never have to really pay for anything through the roof. So we can get these and put them in packaging for free. We can get the lights and put them in for free. Get the blackout cloth, get all that thrown in for free. Because when I applied for them documents. That's why them documents come important. They save you a lot of money. All right, so this is one of the projectors we're definitely going to be giving away for free with the portable setups. It is a name brand. It is a Philips. And I was looking, I was like, wait a minute, is this real? This is actually a name brand Philips projector. And I showed your customer using an ultra short throw model on our technology. So these things work great nicely. I will be testing this out myself. Also to upgrading it. This one's 100. This is Bluetooth, which is interesting. You can Bluetooth your phone to that thing. Oh shoot, I just thought about that. We don't even need a tether wire. We just Bluetooth the phone right to it and just run it from there. I already forgot about that. Yeah, it's Bluetooth attached to it. We don't even need all that. So we just run it through Bluetooth. Oh, heck yeah. Wi-Fi screen mirroring, multimedia Bluetooth. Oh, for Bluetooth speakers. Okay, Bluetooth and Bluetooth connection. Okay. Bluetooth speakers and connection. Okay, cool. So you can run Bluetooth speakers to this baby. All right. Let me see. So I'm reading through this. Some of it. Yeah, we gave away a lot of stuff. At one point, we gave away fire sticks. Yep, we gave away a bunch of fire sticks for our customers. 2 fire sticks with orders. We gave away paint sprayers. Yeah, because we use them. I got that wholesale license. That's why. Let me see. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. All right. Oh, wait, no, what am I doing? The projector first. Where's the brightness at? Is there just no brightness here? There has to be brightness on this thing. It's 3,000 contrast in 1920 by 1080. But we have no brightness on it. How brand new is this thing? It doesn't have any brightness on it. Let's check. It has some brightness on it. Come on now. Brightness. That can't be right. For that price? Really? Oh, that's unreal. That can't be right. That definitely can't be right. That is, I'm a monkey's uncle. That cannot be right. That's impossible. How would they have gotten that out of that like that? No, 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 no. Something don't. I want to contact them directly because that can't be 3,500 lumens. Are you freaking kidding me? I can see about 200, 300 lumens, but no, not. That's impossible. Pixel 2 TV. Alright, let me see. Someone's got like a review on how many lumens this thing actually has.
With the new text imaging from Photoshop, let's get generated. New text 1%. Noise creating channel open.
Yeah, but you're not giving me a lumen count on this thing. But the fact that they're in the dark, that just explains because they're on a white surface. That's why. But I'm trying to figure out what is. It can't be 35. Oh, we have to track it down. We literally have to go to the company. Why is this so hard just to put the freaking specifications on it? Like the brightness.
NeoPix Ultra 2 projector. Philip sent this over so I could show it to you guys. So we're going to go over how it performs, some of the specs and all that stuff coming up. So
Oh,
stay
please
tuned.
put in how
So
much.
this projector does have some cool features. It has a Philips onboard operating system. It's got Wi-Fi, screen mirroring, stereo speakers, Bluetooth. So some pretty cool functions there. As far as connectivity, there's a VGA in. You can use a 3.5 millimeter for audio out. You have two HDMI's, USB, and a memory card option. So there's a lot of different ways to connect and get media onto this. Talking about the picture quality is pretty good, I thought. Like I said, it says right on the box, they recommend 65-inch max screen and to use it in darker rooms. That's going to get you the best picture quality. Like I said, I did 100 inches.
What the freak just happened? Hold on a minute.
And I used it in a
Okay, you just pause on that. Yeah, I know why they say 65 in a dark environment, because it's on a white surface. That's why. That's the problem. It's on a white surface. White surface and gray surfaces can't generate for environments. They did. We can get them to run any place we run them at. They don't run. So I can understand that. That's basic specifications right there. So that's easy. On our technology, yeah, that's not going to be a problem. I don't think we're going to have an issue getting a contract from them.
Like that. I thought it looks pretty good. I think it looks very comparable to other native 1080p projectors out there.
We're going to advance the daylight
There's
side of
a
this
true
thing.
native 1080p. The brightness was pretty good. Again, you're not going to have great quality during the daytime. This is more for a dedicated setup. Like if you're going to use this in a basement, maybe you're going to use.
Aha! They don't know our technology. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is going to be a cakewalk. We get this thing to actually produce in a fully lit environment, especially inside. This is inside, definitely. Yeah, inside. Yeah, we definitely got a contract. If this is the case where all projectors are going through, where basically they feel that they put it on a white screen, because you got to think about the average customer. The average customer is not going to have a $5,000 screen. The average customer is going to have either white or gray. That's the average customer. That's how it works. So bottom line is they have to consider the fact that they have to tell people that you have to be in ambient light controlled environments and this, that, and the other, because you're not going to be in the same, you're not going to have the same capability as someone with a $5,000 screen. They're going to be able to operate in a well-lit environment. You can't do that because your screen's not designed for that. So that's why the basic protocol is ambient light controlled environment, because this pretty much caters to everybody. It does. Where we don't have that issue at all, period.
Use this in a man cave, something like that.
See?
If you wait until nighttime, you can also use this as an outdoor projector. You can use this in your living room, but you're just going to want to have some blinds probably, or wait till some...
Now, see, he's being honest. He's telling you the truth. He's being upfront on this. That's exactly what happens to your stuff. This is the reason why when we look at the P2 and other projectors, high-end projectors, we find a majority of the machines sitting in dark environments. The ones that are sitting on the high-grade certified screens, they're the ones in better lit environments because it's a better screen. It comes down to your screen. That's what it comes to. And we can run a 50 lumen projector off a desk in a garage in a fully lit environment with no problem whatsoever. Take out a gray screen, take out a certified screen with no problem. I told you it comes down to your screen. So for everyone you see sitting in the dark, it means that the projector's working perfectly fine. The screen's having an issue. Unless you got a knockoff.
Windows completely done. So you guys can see here when we're talking about the interface and everything, these are the apps that are included. You see ExpressVPN, Firefox, there's a file manager, YouTube, Prime Video, Netflix, and VLC. So that's a media player, and it does basically a lot of different types of files and stuff. Usually it covers everything you would need. So there are a lot of different options here. Let me go back and show you again. So yeah, Prime Video. So here's Firefox, for example. So you can see it's kind of cool to have these pin tiles already for you. Google search, YouTube, Fandic.
No trick. You want to get your YouTube to run a little faster? I don't have that issue, but if you want to get your YouTube to run a little faster, instead of you putting www. I think you put the M there for mobile. There's a mobile version actually runs a lot faster on cell phones than the regular version they have for desktop.
Mango, Flickr, Instagram. Let's see. Let's click on YouTube here. So it's taking you to the mobile version of YouTube.
I just literally just said that. Just said it a few minutes ago. There's a mobile version that runs much faster.
Rooms loads a complete
I don't know my
fruits,
stuff. I know my
allergens,
stuff.
adaptogens, vitamins, minerals, super mushrooms.
And it's loading here.
Loads faster.
Alright, so not too bad. You can see it's loading up some of the videos here. So it's kind of cool. It has this little icon you can see I'm moving side to side here just using the remote. And guys, as far as the other kind of controls here on the menu, you have input source, here's your AirPlay, Miracast, Wi-Fi settings, Bluetooth. You've also got up here your wallpaper options you can kind of cycle through, and images. So image
specifications.
settings, language settings, date settings, and app settings, system update, other settings.
That's good.
about. So there's a lot of different options there.
Let's get
And
the
if I hit the
specifications.
kind of an Android 6.0 version. And I saw Philips on Reddit kind of discussing why they went with that. They basically said that because some apps do not support landscape mode, they have, you know, whatever apps are on there right now at the moment. So things like Disney Plus, Hulu, that kind of stuff wasn't on there, but there is, you know, some limited apps on there, and there's no Play Store though per se. But I did read, you know, people are putting apps on there through kind of like third party like APK, so you can do that, but I'd say for the average consumer, that's probably not something that most people know how to do. I saw Philips did say on Reddit as well that new apps will be coming soon, and they'll be pushing some more updates too, so stay tuned.
Well, you can override that. Bottom line is you can just put in a Fire Stick. Pretty much that's it, and you have all your apps and everything intact. But still, the fact that it comes with it is actually pretty quite nice. Look at specifications, please.
So within that operating system, it is pretty cool though, because you can do things like change that background. There's a few
I like
different
that, how that
scenes you can
slants.
set. You have a lot of different controls for, you know, different sound settings, and there's even like a cinema, different picture mode, things like that that you can.
That's
custom
pretty
and set
cool. I
up.
like
That's
that.
pretty
Equal
cool.
mode, all
The other
that.
thing is, you know, you can set your picture settings and change some of the things like sharpness and all that. But you can also, within that settings menu, change things like the keystone correction. So there's auto keystone
That's
correction,
good.
where it uses kind of the internal gyroscopes to actually, you know, set it for you. And there is a manual keystone correction. It's kind of like a 4-point correction you can do, which I honestly like that, because the auto keystone correction is pretty good for me, but for my specific setup here, I actually had a little better success doing it manually. And I'd say if you're going to have a permanent setup like that, then that's what I'd recommend. But if you're going to be taking this with you, an auto keystone correction is pretty clutch, because then you can point it at a wall, you know, side of an RV, whatever you're going to be doing with it, and it should give you a pretty good picture and set it up for you. Speaking of that projection surface, I like that they're up front with you, because it says straight up there on the box that for best picture, it says to use it in a dark environment, and it says up to a 65-inch picture. The further back you are, you know, the more light is going to scatter and things like that. So the best picture quality is going to come from probably that size or smaller. That being said, I did test this out on a 100-inch diagonal screen that I have in my setup that you're seeing here. You could do it on definitely something smaller like that and use the 65 inches they recommend. At the 100 inches, I didn't really notice too big of a problem or anything.
So basically, the screens that we have for the portables are 40 to 50, so that's fantastic. That works quite fine. Okay, upgrading this is not going to be a problem. We do 50s. I don't need to know exactly what is the
Anyway,
screen's
it's probably
brightness.
what I was
What's the
used to
brightness
with
on
other
it?
projectors and similar price points and performance and everything. So I thought it was perfectly fine using that 100 inches. So if you do want to use it a little bit bigger, I wouldn't really worry about it. I was using it in a dark environment. I have it,
That's
you know,
good
in a
performance,
dedicated 4th bedroom kind of setup. So that worked really well for that. One of the areas I do wish I could see improved though was the Wi-Fi on the built-in projector. So it has Wi-Fi, which is a big plus. My setup is up on my second level. I basically have my office and the studio on one side of the hallway. Down across the hallway, definitely within 50 to 60 feet though, is the projector setup and kind of my like media room there. So I was using that. I have my router right here in this room where I'm talking from, back where you saw all the footage coming from with the projector screen in that. That's right down the hall here. So the one issue I did have was I connected it both to, you know, it's dual band Wi-Fi, so that is a plus. The 2.4G and 5G network of my internet that I have here. The one thing I ran into was that at times the internet connection was a little bit slow. So even doing some of the like firmware updates that they pushed out for this projector were hard to do, because at times it was taking a very long time, or the download failed. So, and that is something that I saw on Reddit. You know, another user also expressed that they had some issues with just the Wi-Fi connectivity. So the one thing I would recommend is either, you know, use an extender and pick one of those up if you're going to have this in a room that's a little further away.
Or just
from
do it
you.
in a room where it's happening.
Otherwise, if you're going to be using it kind of in the room where like your router is, say you have it in like the living room and that's right where you have a router, then you're probably
This is basic common sense 101. Yeah, if you basically have, when I was doing demonstrations in the backyard, I was literally, the router was way up in the top floor in the back of the house, so I had to get extenders outside to pick up. That's not their fault. You just got to be too far away. So you have to get the extenders for that. Or basically, if you're updating the firmware, you just put it right next to where it's going to be close enough to the unit, and then you're basically not going to have a problem with having the slowdown. That's the problem I had with the PIA system over there. It was, for some reason, it just wasn't picking up correctly. And then when I finally got this thing calibrated correctly, I got the 5 to pop up instead of the 2. But until then, I had to stick it over there to get it to work.
probably good to go. So for that reason, you do have the option, like I said, there's 2 HDMI inputs on there. You can hook up something else like a Roku.
I would say after all the people I heard talk about stuff, this guy's been the most honest on everything. He has. He's been honest on it. And the reason why he says that too, because I know that, because I would know that. I'm a tech junkie, but somebody else may not know that it may be too far away, and that could be causing the disruption.
Player, you know, Amazon
But please
Fire
tell me
Stick,
what this
any of that
thing's
kind of
lumen
stuff
count
if
is.
You don't want to use that onboard operating system.
'Cause that's what
So
we're gonna
when
need.
I did that. It was the same time, same location, and everything. And the Roku Premiere that I have, you know, had no issues whatsoever streaming. You know, using my apps through there, through Hulu and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. That's another workaround if you know you are going to be using this where your internet connectivity is limited. You're finding you're not getting the best signal. You can always hook up something like that, and it's a relatively easy workaround. The other thing that is kind of cool is they have Miracast on here for Android, Apple AirPlay on there for your iPhones. So you can hook up other devices and you can basically stream wirelessly to this projector. With my Pixel device, and this is something I remember happened with the Philips PicoPix Micro that I tested out previously. And if you want to check that out, I'll put up here. That will pop up in that corner. That's the full review of the Micro. It did not work with my Pixel phone. They said Pixel, for whatever reason, was one of the phones that was not supported. So that Pixel phone did not work. I'm currently using a Pixel, but instead of a Pixel 2, now it's a Pixel 5. So I could not get my Pixel 5 to connect using Miracast. I downloaded an app. I tried the onboard cast option that's built into my Android interface on my phone, and neither of those worked. All right, so let's talk about audio for a little bit.
That's just fantastic information. The reason why, because when we put the specification sheets down, we can clearly state that that's one of the phones that won't be compatible. That's good. I can get that in the description of the product.
So the speakers are actually pretty darn good. They're 5 watts. There's 2 of them in there. So they're stereo speakers. They could definitely suffice for like a movie night. In fact, we watched a full movie on it, my wife and I, and
Oh, they're not going
we
to turn
didn't
anything
have
on how
any
bright
issues
this thing is.
whatsoever. My wife actually commented she thought the speakers really weren't too bad at all. And the one thing I'll say is while they're not the loudest and you know they don't sound the fullest, which I wouldn't expect from internal speakers, the one
No.
thing that I did notice compared to a lot of other projectors that I've tested is even at higher volumes, these did not sound tinny, and I didn't get the rattling and the distortion that I get on a lot of other budget projectors. So that was actually kind of impressive. I was able to put the volume up pretty high, and there really wasn't any distortion. Now that being said, this does have Bluetooth, so you can hook up a Bluetooth speaker to it, which I'd highly recommend. I always recommend hooking up your own speaker to
Yes.
greatly improve your sound quality. So with this, I know that early on some people were saying they were having issues connecting Bluetooth.
Wait a minute, how much are Bluetooth speakers? You might throw this in there too for the package. But then we have it in there too. Let me see. Alright, I want this. I definitely want this one right here. I'm definitely getting that. That's for something else. I want to see what they have for the Bluetooth speakers. I can get those wholesale too. Oh shoot, I forgot about them. We do got a company we deal with for Bluetooth speakers. Alright, let's see which ones we get for cheaper. Which ones we got a price. Let's see. Bluetooth. Portable Bluetooth speakers. Always get them for a good price too. I like these. All right, we're gonna reroute our. This come with lights on it? Are you kidding me? Oh, we definitely getting these. These are hot. I want these for myself. All right, so I think we're gonna do with this theater on the go. We're gonna add into this makes it fantastic because it's Bluetooth. We can Bluetooth stuff to it. I'm thinking about the other projectors we have here, but don't have those options. So it's apps and everything built onto it. We're gonna do a theater on the go. This will be fantastic. Like I said, for RV life, for camping, all that other good stuff at the end of the day. For that portable setup, we're going to do a customized screen paint for that screen. You can use it with other projectors besides what we're going to be using, but I'm just going to be packaging this in because we get it at a really good price for wholesale. So I'm getting the projector and I'm getting a set of Bluetooth speakers to go in with the package.
Speakers to this projector. They did put out a firmware update, and that has completely solved any issues with that. So I had no problems whatsoever setting that up. You basically can go in, like I said, there's a little menu in the bottom corner that you can go into.
Where
and you
is
can
my
go into the
pen? I
full
gotta write
menu,
some of this stuff
but
down.
you can basically click scan for devices, and then if you have your speaker in its pairing mode, it should pop up there. And it did for me. It was very easy to just click on that thing, and I had a smaller Bluetooth speaker hooked up basically in a minute. So one of the other questions I commonly get is when you're talking about audio, people want to know how loud the fan is. So again, if you're right next to it, you're going to hear the fan. I did use my decibel meter. I got 45 to 50 decibels from
big
about
deal.
4 feet away or so. I have it set up where the projector is kind of between like our couch and our chair in that room there. But again, using an external speaker, it's not really going to be an issue. And definitely compared to other projectors, it's really not loud. So guys, the 60 hertz refresh rate is good for casual gaming as well. So like I said, there's the 2 HDMI spots on there.
That's
So
good.
if you want to
That
hook
work
up
for the
some other
gamer.
devices, you could definitely hook up like an Xbox or a PlayStation as well. And I said it's going to be native 1080p, and then you'd have that 60 hertz refresh rate. This is a projector that seems to be very in demand right now. I did that short video that you can go check out too, with just that new kind of 1 minute format. I kind of showing an unboxing and stuff real quick of this, and there was a lot of interest in this. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on this review a little bit, so I hope this is helpful. If you guys like videos like this, I review projectors here at Candy Tech.
He did this video 3 years ago, which means this projector is well in circulation. Now, if he did this when it first came, at 3 years, at that particular time, yeah, the projector would be rare to get. It'd be hard to get. But after 3 years, yeah, prices drop dramatically, and it's fully in circulation everywhere, so not hard to get. And we can get bulks of them. So this is exactly the one that I want. But still, I need to know. He didn't put. I'm missing so much. Like, okay, the brightness of the projector. I couldn't care less about the resolution because our technology, basically, we can run at 720p. We can run actually lower than that and still pick up with no problem. I don't care about contrast. That's not important to us. If it's 50, we can still run it because we run at 50. But the other one that I was looking at did 150 lumens. But the problem was with that one was it didn't work with Netflix and it didn't work with certain applications, which is going to be required if we're going to be using this thing for the RV life, van life, and stuff like that, for tiny homes and stuff, and for people who want to have theater on the go. So we are definitely going to have to get that information because this was nice. Gave me the information that I needed. And if it's 3 years ago, they could have had an update already in for Google. Which now I gotta do more research on that. Because he did this 3 years ago. It's fantastic, fantastic amount of information on it. Alright, let me see. one doesn't have the brightness on it. No, period. And look at this thing. 50% doesn't have the brightness on this thing. I should have it 3 years ago. Definitely should have had it. 3 years ago. It's an LCD. Ooh. That is so questionable. It's not even funny. I tell you, if you're doing mini projectors, you have to have that DLP. It can be LED in DLP. Is it LCD in DLP? What is the light source? Okay, power source is LED light source. Alright, let me see. Advanced light source is not making me happy. It has to be DLP and light source at the same time. Let me see. LED. That's not good. That's not a good sign. That's why the image was so a little dark when he was displaying it. And that's why it doesn't have a readout in the brightness, which it should have right here. It doesn't have it. Yeah. And this one right here. Let me see. Let me get this one from off the electrical cord. It's the one. Why would you make the one better than the two? See. This one's 150. 150 lumens. Alright, we gotta get both of them. Get them both over here. And test them out and see exactly which one we want. Bluetooth, built-in Bluetooth, built-in speakers, Wi-Fi. Wireless networking. USB. There isn't much of a specification sheet to tell you the truth. Yeah, that's the micro. That's the max. Giving me stars next to brightness does not basically help me make a decision. I need actual lumen count of this thing. That's the reason why I cannot be in some of these technology shows. That's why I swear if you beat around the bush on something on the screen, you're like, can you get to the freaking point of it all? What is the freaking lumen count? I want to hear any freaking firmware update nonsense and controlled environments and all that mumbo jumbo bullcrap that they basically get to you at the end of the day because it doesn't work correctly. Can we have this with lights on, number one, and what's the lumen count on this thing? Ugh. Making my job a nightmare. Just basic to the point. I don't care about this mumbo jumbo. I don't need all of this. It's basic to the point. All right, so I think I see two of them that I want. Then I'm gonna have to test out first, because it does help if it has the DLP in it. The DLP chip makes it so much easier to work with. And if some people are saying, "Oh, you thought you guys could make anything," I don't take on headaches at the end of the day. I really don't. I have too much to do to take on a headache. If it's something at the end of the day that I feel we're going to have an uphill battle trying to get it done, yeah, we're not going there with a 10-foot pole. We got enough technology as it is. We're good. I just want this. If I can't get this, I can go get a Qumi. And Qumi's way better than this. They're way better. They're a little more expensive, but yeah, they're way better. But this seems like a nice projector. It's a good size. It's small. I like it. It's portable. It's just that what I'm getting is the same kind of like runaround when you buy a computer. So if you build a computer, you buy a computer, you're just faced with that dilemma whether you're going to get a really good graphic card and a bad a CPU and bad RAM to go with it, like not enough to go with it. It's going to be like bare minimum, and they're going to give you this high tech GPU with it or a video card with it. Or the other way around, you just get a really good CPU and a real crappy video card. It's one or the other. Where you build it, you just put everything in there you want. Get it over and done with. But the one I think I saw first, that's the one I do like the most. This is the one I saw first I like the most. This is 150. At least it tells what it is. And what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for the DLP and LED. This one has a DLP and LED attached to it. DLP and LED, this one has it too. But this one doesn't say if it has it or not. And if it says LCD, oh gee whiz. That's why when I look at the image, why the image was so dark around the corners when he was in a dark environment. He should have never had the image come out that dark. That's because it didn't have that DLP chip in it. DLP chips make them far brighter. This one has one in it. This will be brighter than the rest of these. So that's what I was looking for on this one. All right, this one, and see, this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about, the PC era, which you have to go when you buy PCs, is one or the other. This one here doesn't have Bluetooth, but it has the DLP and LED chip. This one is more expensive. I'm only paying $300 for every display. We gotta definitely max out what we're trying to do here. This one here doesn't have any contrast, which we don't care. Maximum throw distance, which you're at 40 to 50, so that really doesn't make a difference. And a throw difference really doesn't make a difference on that one. So we're good on that one. But it's missing a ton of freaking information. Like, how bright is this thing actually? Again. I'm not going to get nothing from down there. Nothing at all. No point in even going down there. There's nothing down there. So we'll go here. It just gives us Bluetooth sound, HDMI port, blah, 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 blah. We don't need to know all that. We're good on that one. There's nothing really here at all, period. Let's go to here and just try to dig it up. Maybe somebody got something on this thing. I don't know how in the world you advertise something. You don't know what your system is running. Ah, perfect example. There you go. That's a perfect example. See the frustration I'm going through right now, trying to figure out what the heck this Lumen count on this machine is? Yeah, that's the same frustration that people go through when you go to your site and your stuff isn't really what it's supposed to say. Is frustrating. Because then they're trying to figure out what the heck are you talking about, and there's nothing there to explain exactly what you're talking about. So they're going to research it and find out there's nothing there on it, and they're going to label you as a fake. All right, let me see. Because people do research. Who doesn't do research? You'd be crazy not to do research. Just gonna walk in on a piece of land and go, oh, I'm just buying this, and find out they had chemicals on it, or something was wrong with it, and later on you pay for it. Everybody does research. You buy cars, you buy anything, you do research on it. So let me see. Now we're not going to Amazon. Amazon just basically, it's not Amazon's fault at the end of the day. It's the merchant. Amazon's a hub for merchants. It's the merchant's responsibility to put the information down there. So I'm literally going to have to contact these people and get detailed information like what the freak are we buying here? Because it's a good projector. It's a Philips. It's a name brand projector. That's what I like about it. Area projector tells you some kind of light source. There's the two. There's the two. You're not going to be two, look at the one. Give me some specification here. Please don't do it nonsense loud. Oh, it was good, but give me some hardcore specifications. Don't give me the sound and Bluetooth. I really don't care about that. How bright is this thing? Is it using a DLP chip? The chip is in it. That's the main concern. Is that chip in it? That chip is not in there. It's not worth buying. It's going to be a headache to work with them. Okay, let me see. Let's just cut it down to what I want to ask here. Let's see, is it DLP, sorry, DLP and LED light source. There we go. All right. That is a LED light source. LED light source. So I'll type in big screen. So light source is LED. All right, someone cracking the book. Thank you.
Mini projector. Full disclosure, this projector was sent in to me free of charge by Philips, and I'm going to be sharing with you my honest opinion. They haven't asked to see the video beforehand, and I really am quite impressed with how it looks. First of all, before we get into the main review, let's show you what you get inside the box. Now, you do get some paperwork. The main piece of the paperwork is the quick start guide. You get some warranty information as well, and the quick start guide is very good. It guides you through getting the remote control ready, all of the connections, various ports, and getting things up and running. You also get the power adapter. This plugs into the back of the projector, and then on the end of the cables inside the box, and this is the 3-pin UK one. And then you also get 2 AAA batteries to get you up and running with the included remote control.
This
The
has
remote
more.
control is a very nice quality. It's just got all the main buttons on you need to run the projector. And then of course, you get the projector itself. And let's take a closer look at this projector, whose main features are that it can produce an image up to 120 inch.
That thing is big. For a portable, it's a good size. Huh. That changed some things. So bottom line is, the mini one I was looking at, I'm thinking it's the size of the projector I have over here. That's the mini. This is a different one. This one's actually a little larger. It's actually the size of the Optima behind me. That very well could produce with no problem. Without a DLP chip. Because of the size of it.
Inches diagonal, and it supports full HD resolutions. So let's take a look around the projector first of all. This is obviously the front. We've got a lens cover on the front, protecting that lens. And then on the top of the projector, we've got two control rings for adjusting the picture. We've also got some push button controls for navigating through the menu and setting everything up. Round on the back, we have got a VGA D-sub connector, and then on the side,
Okay,
and we have got the input for that power.
Oh, two HDMI ports on it and the USB on it. That's sick. I could run a fire. Yeah, oh, heck yeah. This might be one that we like. Because I can run a RetroPie on here and a Fire Stick if I want to, and power through USB. And run through Bluetooth.
Power supply. And that's pretty much it on the projector. Everything that's really worth mentioning, apart from a little tiny foot that comes out to the bottom, which allows you to actually adjust the height of the projector, and also some rubberized feet on the base as well. So the main specifications of the projector is that it outputs 3,500 LED lumens.
I have to get two of these. I have to get the mini, I have to get the micro, and I need this one. The micro we definitely got to test out because the micro is more portable than this one. This one doesn't have an actual, we can put a tripod at the bottom of it. You can't do that. The micro, you can put a tripod at the bottom because it's completely portable. We're literally going to have to buy both of them. We might have to have two kits.
The native resolution is 1280 by 720, but it does support up to full HD. And it will support up to a 300 centimeter or 120 inch image size. The projection distance is between 80 centimeters and 200 centimeters, or 24 to 60 inches, and the aspect ratio is 16 to 9. The quoted contrast ratio is 3000 to 1. It does have some built-in speakers as well. Extra features worth mentioning is that the LED light source, i.e. the bulbs, will last up to 30,000 hours. Also, you can customize how the projection works. You can fine-tune images and place your projector at pretty much any distance.
So wait, you say what?
There's
How many
also
lumens did you say?
images and place was. Also, you can customize how the dimensioning is that the LED light source, i.e. the bulbs, will last up to 30,000 hours. Also, you can customize
What's the
how the
brightness on it?
projection works, 1000 to 1. It does have some built-in speakers as well. Extra features worth mentioning is that the LED light source, i.e. the bulbs, will last up to 30,000 hours. Also, you can customize how the projection works. You can fine-tune images and place your projector at pretty much any distance. There's also a built-in media player, which is great. Allows you to access some really good content and display it on your projection screen. And the built-in stereo speakers actually sound pretty decent.
And I installed the drivers for the Wacom tablet, and alas, I hadn't done my research. That is my own fault. There is a problem with the drivers, and
There's also Bluetooth connectivity, which means you can connect an external Bluetooth speaker to
That's good.
improve that audio output. I think that's a really good feature. Now, the way I set this up was by using my Apple TV as an input on the HDMI 1
Okay.
input connector. It's extremely straightforward. The menu system is extremely well designed as well. And then using this on just a wall, I haven't got a projection screen as such. I'm just using it on a plain blank wall. I was very, very impressed with
That's what the bucks there. How can you be impressed? The contrast is washed out. The colors are washed. I'll forget it. Let's move on.
The image quality. The image quality is not as good as you're going to get if you spend a lot more money. But at this price point, it was exceptional. Very good colours, very good
Image quality is not going to be. It's not going to be sharp and it's vivid because you're using it on a white wall. That's the problem. You use a 100% black screen, you're picking up 100% contrast, which is going to give it a more sharper, more detailed image. That's why the 50 lumen projectors look that way. The projectors we have 600 by 800 720p projectors look that way because they're hitting off black screens. Of course, that FLE dark silver we got, that stuff has that shifting technology. That stuff looks amazing. But anyway, let's move on.
contrast, and the noise that the projector makes whilst you're using it is so minimal it doesn't distract you at all from the content.
That's a good size picture though.
Now the media player is good as well, but I would really plug in something to this projector to use it to its full potential and to really get the most out of it. And that could be something like an Apple TV, maybe you've got an Nvidia Shield, maybe you've got an Amazon Fire TV stick, something like that really does make this easy to get all of your entertainment in a really big screen environment. And bringing the home cinema experience into your home at such a cheap and affordable price is very impressive. I think it's a great build quality, great image quality, and Philips has done a very good job here. Now there are other models in the range, and you can go up to a 4K resolution with Philips projectors, and I can't wait to try.
All right, I like that one right there. Let me get that mini too. I had no idea that projector was that size. It's actually a pretty good size. But if I'm gonna do a theater on the go, that one right there, I'm definitely gonna get one of those. But I also want to check out the mini micro. So this one right here is definitely a go. I like what I saw on that one. Now I'm gonna go over here and check out the mini micro. Where are you at? Here we go. That's the mini micro? Yes, the micro. It's the mini micro. This is actually DOP inlet. That explains a lot. Why that's DOP inlet. Because usually the smaller projectors will have that on it. They'll have a... Cause I'm thinking that this projector with the other projector is the same size as this one. And I can't figure out why that one doesn't have the DOP LED attached to it. They always use DOP combinations with the smaller projectors will have that. That explains a lot. Alright, cool. Let's go check out this one next. And for those who think, but this has nothing to do with laying, it does have a lot to do about laying the foundation, because if you're basically going to be marketing products, you're going to be selling them, and this is going to be based on your company, you have to do the research on the products that you're going to be putting against your, going to be setting for your products. We don't do any of this research at all and say, I skip this or buy these things anyway, put some fake specifications, blah, 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 and this stuff fails you at the end of the day. Who gets blamed for that? We do. So that's why we have to make sure this thing is going to work properly. I do not feel like embarrassing myself at a show. Let me see what we got here. This is the micro. We got it here. All right, let's go with you first.
Hello Internet World, welcome to my review of the Philips EcoPix Micro. This is a mini projector. It's actually capable of full HD output. It's got integrated Wi-Fi, also offers up screen mirroring, and has an integrated battery which is almost as good enough for up to 2 hours of video playback from a single charge. Of course you can use the projector whilst it's plugged in as well. It's an LED DLP projector and it outputs up to an 80-inch image. I will disclose that Philips sent this in to me free of charge for this video, but no money has exchanged hands, and I'm going to share with you my honest opinion. These are the main box running. I would suggest to play on it, you do get other stuff.
Yeah, no.
Of note, there is also another USB.
I knew this stuff already.
Here.
Sorry, I got to go through
this. This allows
this.
you to connect something like a flash drive and take advantage of the media playback that's built into the projector.
Okay.
And then we also get very
Rubber
tactile.
control.
It's got rubberized buttons.
Yeah, it's simple.
Now let's take a look at the projector itself. And as you can see, it is very, very tiny. Now let's take a look at the projector. Tactile, it's got rubberized buttons, and it gives you access to everything you need, including the menu system. We'll take a quick look at the menu system now. Now let's take a look at the projector itself, and as you can see, it is very, very tiny. The word micro is very appropriate here, and on the back here is where we've got some extra controls for if you're not using the remote control. These include some menu controls for navigating the menu and going back, and also the main power button. There's also a little IR sensor here for use with the remote control. We've got USB, or micro USB to be more precise. We've got a headphone output which could be used for an external speaker, which I would suggest using because the speakers in the projector are not very loud at all.
All right, so basically the other ones are Bluetooth, so we can drop Bluetooth speakers for these. These cannot take Bluetooth, so these would basically have speakers that have a connector, but they'll be small speakers, like something, you know, you carry in your backpack or something like that. We'll have two sets, because I do like these right here because it's more portable than the other one. And we'll just have one that says portable and then one completely portable. This would be the completely portable because this thing is actually super small. I can literally fit that in my pocket.
And then we've got mini HDMI. Of note, there isn't a mini HDMI cable inside the box, so if you intend to actually...
So now we have to add in a mini, you have to add in that adapter because you can't hook that thing up. You have to do it. That's one thing I hate is when I have to buy stuff and half the stuff is missing. So we'll add that in there because we get discount on cables too on top of that. So we need a mini HDMI cable. We get them. I got this wholesale for a company called Petro. We get all that stuff. Cables, wires, attachments, all that stuff for cheap. Good stuff too. We can get monsters in here. You see monster cables? And things are beasts. That's one thing I like to use are monsters. Alright, so we did a mini, and the other one we're going to need Bluetooth, speakers, and the other ones with wired speakers. Okay. Let me see. I didn't know that. That's good to know.
physically plug something into the projector, then you are going to need your own mini HDMI converter or a mini HDMI to full-size HDMI cable.
Adapter, yeah.
We've got some tiny little speakers, which are very, very quiet indeed. We've got some ventilation holes on the side. On the bottom, something that's really nice is we've got a threaded...
Yeah, we need the tripods and set it up. The other one doesn't have one on it. So we just have two of these.
Round. So you can put this on a table. We've got rubberized feet here, or you could use a tripod, which is what I used during my testing. And then on the front here, we have of course got the little tiny projector lens, and on the side a focus control. The focus control is very sensitive, so you have to make micro adjustments with this to get this projector in focus. But once in focus, you'll find it produces a very good image indeed. Let's take a look at some of the video playback that this particular projector is capable of. So, can I recommend the Philips PicoPix Micro? Well, I think it's a really good little compact projector, ideal for portability. If you were going camping or something like that, this would be ideal. For presentations, again, very ideal. And we enjoyed a good few movie nights with this projector as well. What I would say is there is a tiny little fan inside to keep this cool whilst in use. And because of the size of the projector, the fan is quite small. It's not very loud, but it is quite a high-pitched sound coming from the fan. Not too obtrusive when you're watching a movie with the volume up, but I thought that was worth mentioning. Overall though, this is a really great projector. I'm really amazed at the quality output you get from something so small. I can certainly recommend you take a look. That's it for my review. If you want to pick up one of these for yourself, then there are links down in the video description. There's also links down there to the Philips website. And for those of you who've watched all the way to the end, I do want to give a shout out to Club Backdrops. I've been using this particular
Okay.
backdrop for this video.
I see. No brightness count on it. Ooh, there's something heavy on this. We don't have a brightness count on this, so yeah, we're gonna have to. There's something heavy on it. We have to increase the FOE for that thing. Definitely gonna have to. Ooh, yeah, we can do it. It's not a problem. It's not hard to get the screen brighter than bright, because the projector we're using can't use that on the other projectors because, yeah, you'll have a problem at the end of the day. It'll be way too bright for you. So we have to increase the FLE on that because that one's a LED. No, it's a LED DOP. It's a DOP LED. So why does it have a type of light source? It just... Oh, here it is right here. Display type is DOP. Yeah, and LED. Yeah, it is. It is what I thought it was. Okay, cool. That's all I need to know. All right, that's perfect. All right. Here's the specifications. Yeah, but you don't give me brightness for the specifications. 601 contrast. Don't even need that. We toss that up there. That's not something you need. All right. All right. So the usual source with these, we're not going to that. These projectors, the farther back you put them, the less brightness they become. That's what they do. That's why you have to have them in a dark environment because the light source will kill them before they actually even get to the screen. So this thing is not. We're gonna see if we can get the fire up inside. It shouldn't be hard to do because if we do it at 50, it should not be hard to do. Because I do want this thing to be to operate inside with no problem. Outside, we have to have a time when the projector is going to fire up. It'll pretty much be probably an evening setup machine at the end of the day. If you want to do it and the evening and an hour between the time we fire them up a little earlier, then you're going to have to get a big boy projector to do that. This is a totally different Pico system. It has a different way of how these things fire up in environments. These things apparently, what you already showed already, they didn't do one demonstration in a fully lit environment, and we could do a 50 lumen in a fully lit environment with no problem. So with that being said, yeah, we could upgrade daylight out of that thing. It's going to have some limitabilities attached to it, but we can still upgrade it. It can do a lot better than what they're doing at the end of the day, and you will read 100% contrast, not that 600-to-1, which you will never see at the end of the day. You will never see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do me a nice little demonstration for them, contact them again, let them know that we're going to buy 2 of the projectors, and I want to do a demonstration with the screen halfway coated and not coated, so that we can show our customers out there and online, and also with them, that why our coating is a requirement for those projectors to function. The projector I looked at was a Sony VPL FH30 projector. We've done more tests on that projector than pretty much I think the company itself. On everything you could possibly think of.
Okay, first things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Illuminous 4K screen paint using ambient light rejection technology.
You see what this demonstration is? You see one section of that screen? That's his product right there. See the other half? That's a white screen. That's uncoated. And with that splattered across it, that's our technology.
From a white screen or a...
These are the screens we're going to have set up when we're in showrooms because it gets more of a bigger impact. So that's literally how much you miss from a gray screen in a fully lit environment. This is why you're told to use ambient light controlled environments, because a gray screen can't register and read, and a white screen doesn't read for jack at all, period. It's a Sony VPL FH30 projector, full venue, 1920 by 1200. That projector is a WXGA, and that projector is 4200 lumens, sorry, 4300 lumens. It can't read on a gray and white screen. And we have tons of venues. They don't read. So if somebody tells you that this is going to read on a gray and white screen, they just lied to you, because they won't even pick up. Heck, if you check my promo demonstration, you'll see a church that had a 7,000 lumen projector, and it wouldn't read. That's why we go on YouTube and all you guys are stuck in the dark, because your screens don't, your projectors don't read. One of the customers had an Epson LS 800. He couldn't read because the thing was hitting the wall. Matter of fact, the screen he had wasn't actually projection screen by Epson for that projector, and he couldn't get it to work. People kill me when they say, oh, but my screen. No, it doesn't. You gotta do one thing for me. Brighten up the environment. Get out of that ambient light control medieval a star field. If you can't generate a star field in that environment, then guess what else fails with it? Everything else will fall right along with it. I'm gonna make a short out of this. That's a good impact video right there. So that's his product right there. There's an angle game we pick up with no problem. And if you can't register in that environment, you sure enough ain't gonna register outside. And that's the kind of screen I'm gonna have at the show. I'm not gonna have a 40 painted screen. I'm gonna put a splatter screen up there. It gives more of an impact. It shows at the end of the day how much you're actually missing from your screen. All we would have to do is just splat that paint across our screen. Anything we throw that against on that wall, it pulls up. Gray screen don't function. They don't register. The guy sat there and said it crystal clear. You have to be in dark environments. And if you really think you're seeing color from your projector, you're not seeing it. Doesn't read. Now, who are you going to believe at the end of the day? Us, we got over 70 projectors in our collection. We have more certified tests and demonstrations than anybody else, more inside and out than anybody else. It's not going to read. You can't pick it up. If I could, I can literally find somebody right now in a fully lit environment with a star field on a gray screen. I could find that. But we can't find it because it doesn't exist. They don't read. That's why the sad part about it is a lot of people are sitting out there and they think they're getting the 100% quality from their screens, and y'all ain't getting jack at the end of the day. Nothing else. My customers get it. My customer can go outside and do that demonstration outside. One person. I can take one person against everybody else. He'll do a demonstration. None of y'all can match. They don't work. 4,300 lumens on that machine, and it won't read. And we got light in the environment. Look at this. Lights out. Still can't read at 43. And this is lights out in the environment at 4,300 lumens. Lights out, and the screen still won't read on a gray and white. That's why I go into forum sites and I start laughing my head off. When I see the setups, like, nope, nope, no. It's definitely not going to happen. Nope. Our stuff is ambient light rejection. Anybody who calls himself having our product at the end of the day, why in the world is our technology sitting in a dark environment with yours? Because we shouldn't be in there. We're ambient light rejection technology. We can operate in fully lit environments with no problem. Hey, we can operate outside. So why in the world am I in that environment to begin with? If that's supposed to be my product? No. The reason why they have the fake knockoff version of our product in there in a dark environment because their screens can't survive in the environments that we sit in every day. That's another thing I never understand. Why are we in these dark apartments? We're FLE technology. We're advanced ambient light. We don't have to be subjected to a dark environment for a screen to function. So why do they keep, if they have our product, why are we in these dark environments all the time? Because when we do our tests, we stick you in a fully lit environment because this is where our screens are powered at. Because we know your screen can't function in there. We can. And I can turn the lights out too and show you your screen doesn't even work. Could never understand, like, what the freak are we doing in a dark environment? We're engineered for higher than that. Look at this right here. I'll show you right here. On the demonstrator, so I did right here. Look at it. See? Lights out. So we can come in the dark and we can come in the light. We can produce with no problem whatsoever. So if my technology specializes in ambient light rejection, why are we sitting in a dark environment like yours? We shouldn't be in there. The reason why you can't stick me in the environment that we're used to being in because your screen would completely disappear. That's why. I had several people bring it up to me. It's like, why if he has your product? Why does he have you sitting in a dark environment? How come you're not outside with his screen? Yeah, take us outside. If you got my product, you can go outside with it. Your screen won't survive out there. It'll disappear. You have to keep it in an area where your screen has some kind of, where it can pick up. That's why when I saw the demonstration with the the Dream Media, that's the Sony right there, the Dream Media, and how they had the whole thing in a dark environment, literally the box that one of the screens came in blended in with the screen. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking, okay, look, if you're going to test my stuff at the end of the day, then stick me in an environment that we're used to being in. We want to be in a real, well-lit environment. I know ambient light rejection, fake nonsense. I want to be in a real lit environment. Your screen can't function in an environment. That's why we watch all your demonstrations and we research our companies. We notice you guys stick to these particular environments. We don't have to be in those environments. You never hear me say on camera ever, I've ever said in my mouth, oh, our screens have to operate in ambient light controlled environments. I've never said that. Then we get the technical nonsense. This is where I go to forum sites. I get the technical nonsense. Well, you know, that's just the protocol. That's the way it's supposed to be. No, it ain't supposed to be. That's the reason why people are stuck in the dark right now, because they believe that's the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be in a dark environment. Now, 4,300 lumens, are you kidding me? You know how bright 43 is and you can't pick up? Oh, that's just nonsense at the end of the day. It really is. That right there is beyond the average home theater projector right there. So if you're telling me, oh, it's projector protocol, this is what traditional needs to be broken, because that's sad at the end of the day that you can't pick up at 43. Heck, you can't pick up at 52. The Sony VPL FH36 are 5200 lumens, and they don't even read on white and gray screens. Certifieds will pick them up with no problem. They'll read them. They can absorb light, that's why. I'm saving this video. I'm going to turn this into a short. This will make a great impact video. This is on a Sony VPL. People are looking at the company saw this. We did better than their promo demonstration, because in their promo demonstration, they didn't have our technology. They had a white screen, and that's what they used. So we beat their promo demonstration. Just like the Ultimate GT55. We beat their promo demonstration. We took it outside. Let me see. I'm going to come back and turn this into a short. I like that. Let me get another one from Kiko in there. Even though that's the only one here, I'm going to go and check out. Sony VPL FH30. Here we go, FA30, FA30. This is FA30. They got the promo demonstration for FA30. I had two of these suckers. I actually gave one of them away to a customer. FA30, FA30. FA30 off our screen and hitting a regular gray screen. This wall in here is gray. And they couldn't even pick up. Sony Ultra Short Throw. something else. I don't want to go through all that. It's a whole different section for that. Sony. Here we go. This right here is the Sony. Right here, the Expo. You know that Sony can be turned on the side with certain models. This is the FA31. FA31s can do portrait mode. Now you can do portrait mode on the other ones, but it requires a computer. But an FA31 basically allows you to do it through anything, which means you can run a game system through it, whatever you want. It automatically does portrait mode. That's why the 31s are rare, they're hard to get. 36 is the perks. Each one of these projectors have a special perk. So 31s to give you the ability to do portrait mode. 36 give you edge bleeding. And when it took two projectors and connect them together, it does it without software. All you have to do is connect one cable to the other. There's a little, basically a little menu that pops up, and you just click on it, and your screens pop together. The 36 have them. I'll show you when I go into my menu, my 36. It'll say edge bleeding right on the side of it, or edge blending or bleeding. And then the FA30s, they basically just have the dual picture mode. In order to use dual picture mode, you have to be able to have the remote controls. Without the remote controls, you can't go on the option and use it. They all have duals. So you see how that's doing it in a form of in the portrait? Yeah, because that projector allows it to do so. Now, you see how the booth is set up? And they got the overhead screen here. As you can see, there's no lighting and none of the stuff that disrupt the screen, so it's pretty much sitting in a dark environment. And then they have the disc screen actually underneath of the booth, so that way they can shield it from any light. There's the FA36. Got that one here. I got it right over there, sitting over there. That's an FA36. Now you got those projectors right there. See, now look, see the light in the background? So the light back here, you'll notice it's not over here, because it's darker over here, because they got everything, and they got the way they connected, made their booth. They have the screens underneath of it, and the other ones are pushed back so the light doesn't make contact. Now these lights up here, I think none of these actually make contact. I mean, put them down a little lower. Put them down lower. They won't do them lower. Now that's their demonstration right there. Meanwhile, that's us in a fully lit environment. It's my Sony 1100. Oh, that's the unboxing of my Sony projector, and I first got them. Woo. Oh yeah, that's where you should have white screen using the projector only. What happens? It doesn't even work. So, Roadhouse case. They got a Roadhouse case. Those big cases they come in as a Roadhouses. And a projector that came in. A Chrissy LX700 had a Roadhouse case. That thing was huge. What are we doing with this? Where's the projector at? He brought me this giant case and I said, oh, there it is. This is twin mode. You watch two screens. That's what they're showing at the bottom. Twin mode in the demonstration. You watch two screens at the same time. Now usually, some projectors do have twin mode that they use, but you got to go through the old setup. They have like a BMC and BMC and VGA. They're not up to date. Those are the older ones. But you can get BMC to VGA and run it that way. This one's a little newer. This one's actually VGA to HDMI. So this allows you to run two screens at the exact same time. But you need the remote control to do twin mode. Without the remote control, you can't run it. And then you can see, nice and bright on both sides. One's VGA, the other one's actually HDMI. Ones with no problem are black technology. This would be a, which one do we have on this one? I have no idea what screen paint this is. You know, the 180-inch screen outside the Star Wars, that was the Sony VPL FH30. So we beat the crap out of their own promo demonstration. They had that screen inside, and we took it outside at 180 inches and watched Star Wars off of it using our technology. We have, when I told you that, we have the ability to upgrade projectors, even the Valve on WeMax. We can upgrade those projectors to make them far better than what they are. We had a screen paint, and we literally had customers that were showing that thing off. But we can't upgrade any projector we want. But it tells you at the end of the day that without your screen, your projector does not work. This is what we've been preaching to y'all for years. They don't work. And they know that. The industry already knows they don't work. These cheap screens don't work. You're going to have to spend some money. You ever seen Black Diamond or anyone come up there with a white Black Diamond screen? No, they don't use those screens. They have it all dark, gunmetal, the darkest they can get when they do those demonstrations. You're not supposed to be stuck in some ambient-like controlled environment. That sounds kind of jacked up. So you got an ultra short throw setup. You're going to go into your living room. That's not a home theater setup. It's your actual living room, and you're going to adjust the lighting in your environment to get your screen to actually function and work, or just sit there in a dark cave all day long. Not in a dedicated theater room. You're in your living room. You can't turn on certain lights because you're afraid your screen's going to wash out, and yet I can sit here with this projector, 120-inch, fully lit environment, and watch fish and bright, beautiful colors with no problem whatsoever. You know what it was like when I was living at the house and I had that ultra short throw set up on my wall at 126-inch and Optima GT on a levitating screen that I built? I could walk in and turn my lights on, all my condensed lights, everything come on, and that screen will pop on. People just sit there and just stare at it. I'm used to it because I see it all day. But I had people would come over and they just look at it like, what the freak is this? And I was like, oh, that's my projector setup right there. So, but you got all the lights on. I said, yeah, you can sit down, watch with the lights on. What? Because they're used to being in the dark. That's why. When I watched that demonstration, and I bumped into the video by accident, by the way. But when I watched that demonstration and him trying to show up the R version in that dark environment, are you kidding me? No. You gotta stop doing that. And we don't operate in dark environments. We don't have to. We don't want to. We have options. Our customers have options. You're showing off something that's supposed to be a product better than ours, and you're in a dark environment. Are you kidding me? We don't operate in those environments. You don't need to. See? Look at that. Turn the lights right back on. Screen functions just the way it's supposed to do. Screens that have to operate in dark environments because they have poor color and poor contrast, and the best way they can get the image to pull up is they have to be stuck in the dark. That's where that comes from. All that ambient light control, they give you a lot of light at them. They tell you, oh, ambient light controlled environment for best viewing, optimal pleasure. AKA, your screen can't register in the fully lit environment. It's not ambient light rejection in any way whatsoever. You have to go and you have to get a projector with the same amount of contrast attached to it. Oh, AKA, your projector produces poor contrast, or your screen produces extremely poor contrast. Either way, you're just screwed. That's what that comes down to. Got to calibrate the colors. Calibrate the colors on your projector. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, AKA, because your colors definitely do wash out with the lights are on. That's definitely going to happen. You should be able to produce your colors with no problem. I've never had a calibrated projector ever. And for those people who sit there and say, well, adjusting the menu option is... No, it's not. It's not calibrated. Stop it. Just stop it. You sound just as worse as people that come up with these dumb ideas about how you got to be in an ambient light controlled environment. It just sounds so stupid. They have software and programs for calibrating machines at the end of the day. I got a buddy of mine who does it professionally. And you're going to tell him at the end of the day, he's certified, that if that's the case, then all that software and all that technology needed to calibrate those machines wouldn't be necessary. You can just go into the menu and do it yourself. It's called adjustment. That's what you're doing, an adjustment. You're not doing a calibration. But that's what some people will tell you, so they can basically continue to lie to you. See how that comes up? This is how it's supposed to look in a fully lit environment. Should never be stuck in a dark environment, ever. You can't read and your screen washes out. You can't pick up contrast. And that's a front and rear technology, by the way. That reads on both sides. So light is constantly passing back and forth out through that screen. See how lights on the back are nice and bright? See how far my projector sits back? You can't even see it, can you? So from here to here, it can be anywhere 20 feet back. There's my projector right there. So that's how far my projector is sitting from the screen. And y'all sitting in these poorly lit, I'm not saying y'all, I'm just saying that the people who make these bad products. Y'all sitting in these poor lit environments? Are you kidding me? They just feed you that dumb nonsense. Oh, some ambient light environments. Now, I can't work in no ambient light environments. Sony VPL FH30. No, so CS4. It's a 1,000 lumen projector outside. We could read this outside with no problem. That's the end on the side. You should be able to pick up a 100% contrast level outside at 1,000 lumens. You should pick it up at an angle gain at 1,000 lumens. A dark silver Cinemax can read outside at 1,000 lumens. So if you're going to bootleg FLE technology, at least be out in the light when you do it. Don't insult my technology and have me sitting in some claim to be my product in some dark environment. We don't do that. That's something we don't require. We don't need. Well, we specialize in it. Like projection technology. That's what we do. I frankly do not want to be sitting in the dark trying to figure out where the coffee table meets. I'd rather be in a fully lit environment. That's where I want to be at. Ugh, phone on charge. Yep. It's funny how everybody that claims to make FLE technology all sit in these dark environments, claiming to have this technology, and you're in these dark environments. And we're the only ones that sit out in the light, because we're the only ones who have it. Starfield, outside at 1,000 lumens. So when you're somewhere roughly around 15 feet from a screen, you don't start with 1,000 and end with 1,000. That's virtually impossible. So the farther you are, the more light you have to deal with, the less you're going to have to make contact with that screen. Image should be super sharp. That's why I don't worry about when I look at that projector saying, oh, it's a 601 contrast. We're good. It has under 600 by 800 res. Doesn't make a difference for us. It's supposed to look just like, it's going to look just like a TV. We put that projector and hit it on here, it's going to look absolutely incredible. We're going to do a customization for it too. Even increase the FLE gain capability, so basically it picks up even higher. I'm going to send that right back to their company and say, hey, look, this is your projector, this is what we did to it, and this is how we can advance your projector, so actually it does much better. And you know, they're going to contact us and say, hey, look, you guys interested in a contract? Yeah, a contract where basically we can partner the technology to their projectors. That's what GM, was it GM Go or GM Go, whatever, it contacted us a long time and had that projector that was round like a little disc. Contacted me about basically upgrading a screen paint that they can sell and package with their projectors. And that's why I sat there and told you at the end of the day that it's only a matter of time before they start coming up with their own screens in order to get around the complications that you may be having with the projector on other screens. And what happened? These things popped up. Now see that? 600 by 800. Same projector we used over here for that dark silver. The guy sat there and said, if you want a better picture quality, you'll have to spend more money for a better projector. No, you don't. Just get a better screen. Unless you have a bad projector, then you definitely are going to have to get a better projector. But at least it'll be cheap at the end of the day. And a gray screen read contrast. This is his product again. Fully lit environment, plenty of light. This is another thing I can't understand. Why, when you guys call yourself doing our products, you claim to have our stuff, why are we in these dark environments? The technology's white levels are literally so high they can blend into gray screens. But they're saying, well, no, we have certified screens, so I can't turn my stuff dark. And I've tested dozens of certifies and white surfaces, even at 1,000 lumens. You can't turn that screen dark, it's impossible. And that's what the court's for. When we go to court, he's going to try to turn that screen unwatchable. And that's not going to happen. 0.9, 0.86 can't even turn that screen dark. We got dozens and dozens of tests like this. Now, can that gray screen see a contrast level? Heck no. And then they'll lie to you and tell you that, oh, you have to be in a dark environment because that's the way it has to be. I've literally had people come back to my channel and go, oh, you're doing it wrong because you're supposed to be in a dark environment. Projection screens are supposed to be, what era are you in, man? Because, I mean, basically back in the day when you had your own private viewing room, because it wasn't called a theater room, it's called a viewing room, and you're back there with your 35 millimeter and your 1.1 screen, then, yeah, you would be in the dark. Doing your slideshows and all that stuff. But now projectors have changed. Now they make projectors not only for the dedicated theater room, because that's what you would have. They make them for the living room. They make them for your kitchen. They make them for any place you want to put a projector at the end of the day. But if you crack the book, and I'm talking about not you, I'm talking about these naysayers that come on my channel and they talk like they think they know stuff. If you crack a book every once in a while, you would realize that the projectors have changed by a lot. Because the ones back then didn't have Bluetooth capability and built-in apps and all that stuff. They make projectors more like TVs now. And that's where the ultra short though comes in, because the ultra short though projector is designed to be a tabletop TV. The only problem is you can't call it a tabletop TV because it doesn't operate like a TV. It still has to be in a dark environment. It still has all kinds of problems attached to it because it's not on a proper screen. Our customers don't have that issues. They actually operate like TVs. Now, the home theater setup, the dedicated viewing room, was set up for that particular room to be in the dark all the time, and then you would have out there, you would have your TV. Like on some forum sites, you would see projection screen and TV combos, where you would have in the morning they would watch the TV, and then at night they would bring a screen down that would come over top the TV, and they'd watch their movies off of it because it would be darker and they could see the screen better. So now you have ambient light projection technology, which allows these projectors to be able to produce and these ambient light controlled environments, which I still can't figure it out, but at least it's better than being in a super, super dark environment. So times has changed now, where the theater projector is no longer in a dedicated dark room anymore. It's out there in the open, in your living room, your dining room, your rec room. It's in those environments now. And with that being said, that's why the technology developed under ambient light projection is important. If it wasn't, it didn't exist. It wouldn't exist at all, period. So now it's meant for you to use your projector in anywhere you want to put it at. That's why I said before you come on my channel and you start talking dumb nonsense and saying, oh, it's supposed to be in the dark. No, do me a favor, pull the rock back, come out, stretch a little bit, see how the rest of us are living. You're stuck in an era that basically they don't do that anymore. It's called a viewing room. That's what they had back then, viewing room. It's a little dark room you go into, there's no windows, everything's dark, real nice, and you go in there and you watch your movies in your viewing room. Now, you got people doing yoga. You watch the demonstration with the Optima, the P2. They show with people sitting around watching games and playing video games, and the woman, she's doing a yoga exercise in a fully lit environment. It's changed. It's not that way anymore. So people are now expecting for these screens to operate like TVs. Now, if you go into there with the OLEDs, their group at the end of the day, they'll sit there and tell you otherwise. Nope. There's no way in the world screen paint is going to be able to compete with a TV. And they also say the same thing about physicals. There's no such thing as a physical screen competing with a TV. Because they know 100% that their OLED can see an Infinity 1 contrast level and no gunmetal on the face of the planet is going to match it. They're true. They're right on that, 100%. But see, the difference is that we have a technology that can take out the gunmetal and beat its contrast levels and equal to a TV with no problem. And since we can fire off a ceiling, which, again, you're not going to have a TV firing off a ceiling, and we have screens that can absorb sunlight and just about everything else you can possibly think of, well, we have that capability. Whether you like it or not, naysayers, it's the truth. Because by now, I would have seen one demonstration of a gray screen and a fully lit environment. Would you like to take a field trip? I'll take one with you. Let's see if we can find one. I want to find a gray screen that can read outside, contrast only, if they're not obsolete products. Let's see if we find one. It's going to be us outside. Literally, it's going to be us outside testing at the gray screen, showing what I just talked about a few minutes ago. Outside. Outside, yeah. Let's see. Black. Contrast. Only. Inside in the light. That's us, that's us, that's us, that's us. This is us. That would be me right there. Also would be me. That would be me also. That's me again. That's us. Outside at 120 inches watching the Hulkbuster fight the Hulk. That's me outside again, watching Tron. Show me a gray screen. I'll give you a challenge today. I'll literally will give you guys a challenge today. Show me something. Show me a screen functioning outside, because we literally don't find any. We don't find any at all, and it's true. We don't find any. What about this one right here? Can y'all complete this one? This is a very simple one. It's under 1,000 watts of light that's landed on top of the screen. The walls are white. Everything around the environment is in white. 100% contrast read with no problem. So if you can't do that, why in the world would I even give you money? Why would I even put an investment in your product so I can use my screen in a fully lit environment? Because that's where I'm going. There's no way in the world you're going to convince me that I'm going to be stuck in a dark environment, turn my living room into a bat cave at the end of the day, just to accommodate that setup. Heck no. If that's the case, I'll go buy a TV. Because at least with a TV, I can have my lights on. That's not a dedicated theater room. That is my living room. So why in the world am I going to invest in something and spend the money for a projector on top of that to be stuck in a dark environment? I'd just rather just get a TV and be done with it. That's the problem that you have with the OLEDs. The OLEDs, when we go in their room, we show them a demonstration like this. They're floored. Like, what the freak is that? Like, that's our technology right there. That is freaking impressive. Because I can set a TV right on that wall, and it'll do the same thing as that on a much cheaper projector, much cheaper product that will cost less than an $80,000 TV sitting on the wall. So if you got a screen out there right now, a gray screen and white screen, you can tell me that you can produce that. You can't. I would have to be in a very dark environment. Heck, a cell phone flashlight can wash your screen out. So if that's the case, then the everyday lights we have around here would kill it. And if that's the case, that means I'm going to be stuck in a very dark environment. And I'm not going to be in a dark environment every single time. I got to go into a living room and turn lights on. I got to adjust the lights like I'm a DJ at a freaking rave. I want to be able to turn my lights on and have the screen pull up with no problem whatsoever. Because that's the way it's supposed to work. These are some of the demonstrations we're going to be doing on our different, when I do a different setup set, I'm going to be doing splatter screens because they can have a heavy impact. It shows, if you do a screen which is where it's all completely coated, that's nice and all, but it doesn't show the impact on how much you're actually missing if you're using a white and gray screen. This one here is actually a challenge. There's a challenge sitting on this one. It's never been met. 180-inch outside, go watch some Star Wars. See if you can pick up. Most people sitting around with their white projection screens outside can't do that. We can. So our customers can go out and get that Surface at Amazon for 95 bucks, put down 2 coats of everyday white paint to absorb the screen, drop our technology on it, string it up, and get a projector, which I'm using right now, a Sony VPL FH30 projector. Now they're like 200 bucks, and they can do this. And those your white and gray screens, you can't do this at all. Not on this time of day. Even at nighttime, you still can't even read. Because I showed you that at 50 lumens on a tabletop. At 50 lumens, you can't read. My neighbor had, I told you, he had an all-white screen out there when I first came over. All-white screen. And the first thing he said to me, he said, you know what, you and your girlfriend over there, you gotta get yourself one of these screens right here. They brag out there a lot. And I was like, that's nice. I ain't telling what I do for a living. That's real nice. That's a nice setup you got over there. So yeah, you gotta get one of these. You gotta get one of these. You know what I mean? You don't really have a backyard setup until you got one of these. That's fantastic. It's nice. That's real nice. I gotta think about getting one of those. You know, that's a good idea. Thank you for telling me. This screen came in. I coated it, hung it up. You were out there watching me and everything. And he was like, oh, you got the screen on backwards? I'm like, no, it's good. This is a special screen. My company makes them. Put it up there, and we did some gaming out there, and they were leaning up and looking at it like, oh, shoot, what the freak? They never seen a screen pull up like that. It looks just, all I heard was, it looks just like a TV. There's the Sony right there on my PS4. Yeah, I find it funny because I have them contact me, and it used to be to contact me and say, oh, you're playing on a PS4. You're on a PS5, you can't even read contrast and color. I watch your screen as washed out as can be. And if you're talking about being on an OLED, my screen can pick up an Infinity One at 180 at 250 inches, and I can do the same thing your TV can do at the end of the day. Or you run 4K, I can pick up a 4K projector. You run 8K, I can pick up an 8K projector and still come out cheaper than your screen. You can't do a format. We can do it. See, the thing about it is, when I go to those TV setups in there, when we have these conversations, we can pull your contrast level. I can read your color at the end of the day. I can generate in fully lit environments. Heck, I can paint it to a ceiling if I want to, and you can't even do that to begin with. Another thing I have is when I watch a movie and 16:9, it is actually 16:9. It's not 16:9 formatted for this TV. I can switch over to 16:9, 16:10, and 235.1. Do you have any idea how much a 235.1 at 158 inches would cost you in an OLED TV? Yeah, a lot of money. But we can do it there. And if I want, I can go outside with it. You can't go outside with no OLED TV. You'll lost your freaking mind at the end of the day. And as for 8K, yeah, you can get an 8K projector JVC for about 10 grand. And with our technology, you would be under the price of over $100,000 of what it would cost you. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to get an OLED at, well, you can get them at 100 inches, but you know what 100-inch OLEDs cost. And then you're going to get it in a 235.1 format. Even 16:9 or 16:10 is only so much money, it's not even funny. So, again, that puts an end to that one. Done. And I have people buy our stuff because at the end of the day, they say, look, I don't want to buy a TV. TVs are too expensive. And let me tell you something too. At the end of the day, person made that comment, Mr. Sparky. A kid can throw a Matchbox car at that screen and it won't crack. I throw a Matchbox at your screen, that sucker's going to crack right down the middle. And you know what the sad thing about it is? You have to go out and buy a brand new TV. You can't even get that thing repaired. That screen literally costs more than your actual TV. This is the reason why when you see TVs laying out in the trash, it's not because they're too lazy to get them fixed. They cost too much money to get them fixed. You're just better off just buying a whole new TV. There you go. So I get customers to contact me and say, I don't want to buy a TV. I don't even want to do it with the LEDs. I don't want to bother with it. I seen you out there playing games on a screen of 100, what's that, 180, but yeah, 180 inches outside. Can't even do that on a white screen. So when I was out there doing the games and all, I heard the talking in the background. I heard the, oh shoot, look at that thing at the end of the day. It looks just like a TV. I think it's far better than yours. Yeah, he didn't like that too much. But I wasn't trying to rub it in his face. It's just that I felt the need not to tell you what I do for a living. And then that's the last time I ever seen that whole strip in there. No one pulled. I seen it. He had one and the other guy had one. I never saw him again. Never saw them pull those screens ever again. Then when the 250 went up, it was lights out. When that 250 went up, they all started moving all their patio furniture to the far side of the gate so you can see the screen. But I was only out there for demonstration. They thought I was going out there watching movies. No, I was only for demonstration. They didn't watch it there. It's not a mosquito factory out there. What a freak want to be out there? Freaking mosquitoes from Jumanji, them things were huge. I think they had their own zip codes attached to them. At one point, you thought someone was flying a small drone around your face. It was an actual mosquito. The things were huge. But yeah, this is what your movies are supposed to look like when you go outside. That's why I go to somebody's house and we're going to have movie night. And they pull up a white screen. I'm like, I'm done. I got to go. I got to be up tomorrow morning. Some things I got to take. I can't sit there and watch that at the end of the day. That's like me drinking vinegar. It's unbearable. My cell phone has a better picture than that. There's no way anyone can sit there and watch that. And I don't have the heart to tell them. And then I don't want to talk about what I do at the end of the day. I'm here having fun. The last thing I do is talk about work sometimes. I don't want to talk about it. Some days I'm just sitting there chilling, mind my own business. But as a friend of a friend who they was invited to their barbecue and they set up a white screen, I'm like, oh no, we're not doing this. Because I knew how that thing was going to look. And I was like, why don't you tell me what you do for a living? Like, nah, I'll never hear the end of it. Like, I'll never, that's why I never tell people where I live, my work, every place I live at, I never tell people exactly what I do for a living. Because it'd be non-stop about, and I know you trolls in there like, oh, I should tell people. All you're going to do is put money in my pocket, you dummies. I just don't basically going to be bothered with it. And every once in a while, if it's somebody in the neighborhood, I pick like 3 or 4 people in the neighborhood I'm chill with, I'll tell them what I do. Now down here around the shop, I got a few people, I told them what I do for a living. They're getting free screens from me. So as I get them my acoustics, what I want to set up with them, I'm going to drop over screens. Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. There you get your projector here, set you up there. I got a couple I'm hooking up with the portables. A few of them are getting inflatables. No charge. You know why? Because they put that screen in the yard, friends and family come over, they want to figure out where it came from. And they got my business cards. They got my 800 number attached to it. There you go. Got to know how to do business. You got to know how to do the business. Let me show you something. You see how bald that ground looks right there? See how bald that looks? Look how bald that looks. When I first came, I said, man, the backyard looks absolutely horrible. Looks pretty bad, doesn't it? Right? Watch this. You don't need pesticides and chemicals to make your grass grow. You could do it naturally. Naturally, without basically all that nonsense to begin with. And I'll show you. So I fed the birds for about a couple of years, about a year or so. I fed the birds, and animals eat in your yard. They'll defecate in your yard. Now you're not going to smell it. You don't smell it all, period. But that's fertilizer, natural fertilizer. So the first thing when I saw the yard, the first thing they said to me, because you got a bad yard, at the end of the day, the landlord's going to be like, well, we're going to bring somebody to fix it and so on and so on. I don't want no pesticide sprayed around me because my lungs were jacked up at the time. So I was, let me see if I can find here, 150 inch out. That's how we find 150 inch outside. So I was like, no, we don't need it. I'll figure it out. Now I was gonna go down to Home Depot and get some of that fertilizer you put in there. Maybe that'll help. But Lord told me just feed the birds. And that's what I was doing. I was going out and feeding the birds every day. Every day I was feeding them. And every day from feeding the birds, we ended up with that. You see how luscious the grass is? Not only is the grass luscious here, but look at the side of the gate. When they came and saw that grass, they were like, what the freak did you guys do? Never seen anything like it. God tells you to do something, listen to him. It's his earth to begin with. You don't want a bunch of chemicals pumping through his planet at the end of the day. They didn't have them back then when he built the earth. Then why do we have them now? You're poisoning the earth. That's what you're doing. If the grass was always growing from day one, if it never grew to begin with, we wouldn't have it now. Do you ever think about that? We wouldn't have it now. If there was a problem with growing grass on the earth, we literally wouldn't have it now. But the fact that we do have it means it has been growing naturally. It's this perfect plan. The animals fertilize the earth, the grass grows, it all works together. But when you start pumping all these freaking chemicals and this and that, you destroy the earth. Make it worse. That beautiful lawn came from doing no chemicals at all whatsoever, just by feeding animals. That's all it did. And the animals did that. I could literally walk back there barefooted. You wouldn't even hit the ground yet. It was thick blades of grass. And my neighbors were just sitting there. My yard was better than his, and he paid people to come out and do his. I asked him, what did you guys do? What did you do to the grass? Like, what happened to it? And animals came out there. Let's feed them every single day. Every single day I was feeding the animals. And that's how all this turned out. You might have saw my YouTube videos of me going out there feeding the squirrels. Look how thick that grass is. Bald spot completely gone. That stuff was growing back so fast, it was unbelievable. I had to go out there with the weed whacker and cut it all down. I think I did it on camera a couple of times, cut it down with the weed whacker. Naturally. When you start pumping chemicals and stuff, that stuff is dangerous. It's dangerous for you, it's dangerous for your pets, it's dangerous for your kids. Who cares what it says on the side of it? Remember Roundup? Who remembers that nightmare at the end of the day? How many people went and sprayed that stuff down today, believing that that stuff was safe for them? What did that do? That stuff caused cancer. And then the time that you're saturating the earth with this stuff over and over again, who knows what's going to happen down through time? Poison your little piece of land out there. Putting chemicals out there. Spraying pesticides out there. You know why you don't hear any crickets? Wipe them all out? Vinegar. That's what did it. A little vinegar, a little lemon juice, sometimes a little salt. Gone. Just like that. Doesn't destroy the earth naturally. That's why I've been studying all this stuff about basically how to do things naturally. Instead of basically, first people run to it poison and chemicals that just fixed everything. Poison the earth that way. Now imagine if everybody did the exact same thing in their backyard. And you wonder why we have problems we have now with the planet. And up here, he has a ball backyard up here. Do the same thing out here. I bought a couple of bird feeders. That's what I bought. I go out there and feed the birds, get a chance to see some cool birds pop up, because over there, I don't know what goes on in the woods, but they got some pretty cool stuff that pops up over here now. I got a couple groundhogs I've caught on camera, not caught on camera. I had a groundhog run past a few times. So now I've been feeding everything, and it comes out here to eat, and they've been defecating in the yard, and the grass is starting to grow in the back. They'll have the same thing that looks like that right over there. Same process. Takes time. Instant gratification will get you nowhere but nothing but nightmares. Keep pumping them chemicals into your yard. Keep doing that over and over again, and that stuff is seeping down into the earth, and see what happens. And people sit there and say, but you got to use it. No, you don't have to use it. There are ways to get rid of weeds and all that stuff at the end of the day. It really is. There's a way to get rid of them. You don't have to use chemicals. Well, like I said, remember Roundup. Everybody jumped on board with that company, started spraying their backyard, get rid of it. And what did that stuff do at the end of the day? Killed some people. The rest of them got cancer off of it. Let me tell you something. Millions and millions of dollars don't mean jack if you ain't got your health. You can have all the money in the world and get paid, but if you don't have your health, it don't mean nothing at all, period. And I realized that when I got the mold poison. I got the mold poison from it being in the house. I got sick. All the money in the world could not take away the pain that I felt every day. It doesn't mean jack at all. You can't sit there and enjoy on the beach and watch the beautiful sunset if you feel like your heart's about to explode in your chest. Can't enjoy it. So it doesn't mean jack at all, period. That's why I still don't touch no chemicals, none of that stuff whatsoever. Aerosol sprays, all that stuff, extremely bad for you. You breathe in a chemical at the end of the day. That stuff is not safe for you. Horrible. That's why I said when I do my plays, everything's going to be done naturally. I don't want to have nothing. I had a friend of mine who was a environmentalist, and he was an extreme environmentalist, but now I kind of understand what he was talking about. I literally understand what this man was talking about. I do understand it. I had a friend of mine, she never used aerosol cans, never used them. She says it's a chemical that goes in and you breathe it in, you constantly breathe it in. The danger of aerosol cans. And read up on it. That those now they make the lead plugins with the natural oils and stuff. That would be a little bit more better than having that going up in the background. You're spraying, you're slowly nuking yourself, and you're breathing that in. What do you think that stuff does to your lungs? I've had lung damage. Oh man, it is. You never forget that as long as you live. You will never forget that as long as you live. It'll make you self-conscious about everything around you now. Man, that stuff will kill you. And you think about it, you've been using it for years. What do you think that stuff's going to do to you? Yeah, stay away from that stuff, man. Figure out natural ways to do things. People want a fast, good-looking yard right away as fast as they possibly can. Let's pump a bunch of chemicals into the earth. And they'll sit there and say, oh, but they're safe. They're safe for you. They're definitely safe for you. Yeah, they said the same thing about Roundup, too. It was safe for you. And people bought it and they used it, and look what happened. There you go. That's why when I design my products, all my products are water-based. They have to be. My lungs are extremely sensitive. When I was making that stuff, my lungs were, the guy was like, how do I know it's not chemical? I have lung disease. Right there. I would find out. If something was too strong or too pungent, I'd be the first one to find out no. So when somebody sits there and says that, oh, it has a pungent smell to it, well, buddy, I'm going to tell you something. I will literally take you to court on that. And that's going to cost you a lot of money. And I mean a lot of money, because that's a very serious statement to make. How would you know, Mr. Bird, at these, well, number one, I used to suffer from lung disease, and my lungs are extremely sensitive. I'm sensitive to smoke and vape and all that stuff at the end of the day, perfumes, all that stuff. Even though it doesn't affect my breathing anymore, it basically irritates me. Or I have to walk out of a situation or out of an area if someone's using it. So I'm sensitive to that stuff. So if I'm using a chemical that's, again, that it's going to cause harm to my customers, it's going to cause harm to me first, because I'm going to be around it all the time. So that's how I would know. Anyway, building the foundation. Well, our foundation's almost, no. We still got to get over got to go to Vistaprint, get these cards done. I got to get brochures done. We got the cards to do. We got the brochures to do. Oh, oh. Excuse me. I got to design a booth. We need a booth. Definitely got something in the booth. And we got business cards. What do they do? They got the clear business cards in here. I wonder. They got the glossy, traditional. They got the foil. Oh, we've done the foil. We should do the foil for the beat. We need one business card for everything. I literally have 8 or 9 business cards on me, which is crazy. For each product, which is crazy. We need something for all. I want to get the see-through. Actually, to tell you the truth, I want the see-throughs. That'd be hot. I'd rather get it from here. I hope they have it. I'd rather get it from here. And we need, let me see, we got label. We don't need stickers, do we? We need, banners, flyers, signs. We can get our shirts made up from here, everything. Double banners. We need that when we do expos. And when I'm doing, renting out those, spots, we need our banner put up. Car magnets, all that stuff right there. Window decals. Phone boards. Oh, heck yeah. I definitely want to get a poster of my company on it. Let's see. Trade shows. Oh, we got trade shows coming up too. Oh yeah, I definitely signed up for trade shows. Oh, heck yeah. I'm gonna have a ball with this stuff in the trade show. Let me see. All shop table covers. We can get the table cover with our logo and spray it so our screen pop. Oh, no. We can just spray the screen and have our logo pop up through the projector. We can do it that way. You know how much money we're going to make at the trade show? There are other people going to be buying our technology at the trade show. They're selling their stuff at the trade show. That ad tech is going to be a killer. It's going to sell so much down there. It's not even funny. Let me see. I want to look at. Let me see. Here's the boxes. Where is the whatchamacallits at? Where are the brochures? There we go. Brochures. This is what I want. The ones that Goose Green had were nice. They had a nice one. I like those. All right, we got the fold outs. Let me see what we got here.
Fold option. After you choose a template or style you like, the next stop is our design studio. You'll add to and edit your brochure in a two-dimensional view. Clear labels help you know exactly where the information is going. Everything marked outside will appear on the front and back of your brochure. Everything marked inside will be visible when someone opens it up.
Yeah.
At any time, you can select the preview option to see a 3D preview. Open your brochure to see how the folds work, and rotate it to see it from any angle. When everything looks right, you can complete your order.
Yeah. I've done these 2 business cards.
Creating a brochure? First, you can choose what type you want, trifold, bifold, or Z-fold. As you go through the menu, we'll show you the dimensions for each fold option.
Alright, I want the one for the brochure. You can put your business cards in. So I've had to ask about that one. Let me see which ones I have here. I definitely get some bookmarkers made too. Some bookmarkers and stuff like that made. Let me see. You got keychains, definitely some keychains. Let's see. Oh, and the clothing. Oh, hold this up. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I want. What do we have for these videos? My gaming stuff is going to have some crazy stuff on it too. Don't do fanny packs. Everybody, fanny packs not for everybody. I know that for a fact. Basketball jersey, softball. We got football in here. That's my team wear. caps, beanies, visors, bucket hat, shop for all hats. Yeah, shop for all team wear. That's what we got. Oh, heck yeah. Definitely. So our gamer technology one coming up, the one with Sugar Plum Fairy, they got merch like this. They got actual jerseys, no t-shirts, they're actual customized jerseys. Them things are going to be hot. We're going to do jackets. I'm getting a jacket for myself. My company's logo on it. We'll customize. Like these. Plastic cups? Really? Oh, heck yeah. So when we have parties and banquets and stuff, we have little parties and stuff, outdoor barbecues and stuff, our logos are on everything. Like I told you, I got big plans up there. I'm already getting ready to set up. You thought the demonstrations that we did online were insane? What do you see we're going to be doing out there? Man, I'm going to have barbecues where people can come in, watch the screens and all that, cups, everything's going to have our logos, everything on everything. You got to know how to market. I love marketing. I love the market. Yeah, these are definitely going to be hot. I do want to see if they got a hockey jersey, because I do want a hockey jersey. I want a Sugar Plum Fairy hockey jersey. Let me see, circle stickers, waterproof labels, all that. Yeah! QR stickers, yeah! Face stickers. Really? Got face stickers? Hologram stickers? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. That new technology we got for the projector mapping, this would be sick for this. We got a hologram, well, we do have a hologram screen thing coming out, literally, for virtual fish tanks. They already have one coming out. Oh, these are fantastic projectors I can test on them, too. Oh, yeah. They got everything over here. All right, we got here for time. Ooh, over time already. All right, there's Goody Goody Gumdrops. And it's around 10:29. Whoa! Help me get cracking, Jackson. I got things to do, people. Things to do. And Mr. Crunchy Face. Mr. Crunchy Face, wow. We're definitely going to be doing, I want to change, matter of fact, let me change that out real quick. I'm going to do that right now. Put my update while I'm here. Get that out of the way. We put our free blackout cloth surface in there. So we're doing 8x10 for our blackout cloth surface. So we're in the race section. Should be signed up. Let me see. That's the Black Series site. I just went on Facebook chiming in about the power sale. Let me see what's going on today. Tell me about it. Let me go grab this. Let me see Blood Shop. I need to go to now if everything gets here on time what I need today, we're going to start the actually it'll be more tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a 120-inch screen, a much bigger screen of the dark silver Cinemax. And for the person who tried to come in and try to get me to give him $40, man, you don't even know what an FLE even looks like. You know, we never showed you. We showed you the ambient light rejection version of it. You don't listen to when I speak. You really don't. Bull in a china shop. That's what you are. Literally a bull in a china shop. You don't listen too well, do you? I clearly came on and said it was ambient light rejection. It clearly says in the video, ambient light rejection. That's what it was. It wasn't converted to FLE yet. What the customer got in their package was an FLE technology. But we never showed what it looked like. What you're seeing outside and what you're seeing on that gray surface in those videos, that's ambient light rejection. That's not FLE. So the FLEs have strange colors attached to them. They don't look like normal screens. So tomorrow we'll show you what it looks like. I do stuff like that because we know people are so, the bull in the China shop scenario. They're so fast to just jump in and just cause damage. That's what they do. And we just sit back and watch them look like idiots. Like, look at this dummy at the end of the day. You know, doing all that for nothing. You don't even know what he's doing at the end of the day. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what we don't know what the color looks like. You show the gray screen. You show what we displayed as an upgrade in ambient light rejection, not FLE. And then you call it AdTech. AdTech is a completely different form of technology. It's not, it's front and rear and absorbs sunlight. If you had AdTech, you would show demonstrations and absorbing sunlight because that's what it does. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing at all, period. Man, it's just too easy. It really is. I need something like a big company or something I can have at least a challenge at the end of the day. That's just way too easy. You don't even know the color of it. But anyway, we'll share the color. We're going to do a 120-inch screen put on display. Customer has the color, the new color. And we'll basically set up. This is the reason why I don't show stuff, because I know people are quick to jump, and we like to watch them jump off a cliff. And literally, he just jumped clean off the cliff. Oh my goodness. And if you had ambient light rejection, or even advanced ambient light rejection, you know you're supposed to be in a fully lit environment, right? And please don't come on camera talking about, oh, he needs my stuff. No, buddy, I got more paint than you at the end of the day. We don't need your stuff. You just weren't doing a good job at it, and we did a better job with it, and that's what should have been done. Mine it was mine anyway, under D5K. So, if your product was so good, then you would have upgraded it. And it should have done much better than those specification sheets. Nowhere in the way you had a $3,000, $2,500, 25 mark. You should have been at 1,000 lumens on that drop with no problem whatsoever. Should have had demonstrations inside and out. Should have been the same thing we just did in our demonstration, just like that with no problem at all. If it took us for you to come in and make an even worse product than you already made, gee whiz. At least could have passed the outside demonstration, at least outside. Now we're going to expand our screen to 120 inches outside, which means we got to drop the projector back even farther. And yes, we're going to use 1,000 lumens. I got a 27 coming in right now, $10. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use it for a few things around here just to show that we paid $10 for a projector, but we can use Old Faithful. We don't need to use 2,700. That's overkill for us. Let me see what I put down. I got free shit on it. We're going to put down free blackout cloth surface. Now, see the reason why charging, I told you we did the math. Financially, it doesn't add up. You can't make any money off this. $40. What are you going to put in it? You got to put something in it that's not going to show the customer that you slid something off a shelf. And you're going to have to show tests next to it that it doesn't match anything next to a shelf. Or anything else at that. Because at $40, and people look at that and go, huh, well, you know, I'm just go get it for $10. Shipping free blackout. So you can't add anything new to it. Like we got breathing room. So if I want to add a free blackout cloth, and then on top of that, I do have a wholesale license, which allows me to go in and get my stuff before cheaper. Because, you know, unlike you guys that were sitting there laughing about me being in the laundry room, I did my paperwork. And you don't have any paperwork done. That's why I have to fake putting a copyright symbol next to my stuff. I actually have a copyright. Free blackout cloth. So you can't build your foundation if your foundation was built on lies. You want a solid 100% good foundation, then you need to have a proper and well-registered, legit LLC. Not something that basically that says that you have what's the word for it? Statement of due date missing. And that's the first thing you don't want to do. That's a limited liability that you have for your company. We got to get pictures for that too. We're going to use that with the bigger screen, the 120 inches wide, the bigger screen, free blackout cloth. Now, for those of you who don't want to know what blackout cloth is, it's actually a free surface that if you don't have anything to paint it on, you can paint it on that. Let me see, free blackout cloth surface. That's our screen. or paint on screen. But I put down paint on screen. I think it's an actual screen. Paint on screen. Let's see. Paint on screen. And size. Size is going to be. Size is going to be. Let's see, we got 8 feet high, 8 feet high by 10 feet. No, sorry, 10 feet, 10 feet wide, 10 feet wide. Right, there we go. And that's it. Perfect. Gonna hit the 8,000. I already hit the 8,000 on one of these. And you literally should have that much information on a product that you max out at 8,000. We easy max out 8,000 all the time. We don't have enough in there. We just had to upload it on the other section of the showrooms. Let's get it over here too on top of that for the 1 gallon. Okay, let me see. Well, now this is the Black Series site. We have 77 on here. Formula is already made and tested. Every single one is tested. Let me see. Got the 800 number up there. Cool. And on top of that, they should have an 800 number or some kind of number up there, because you should be able to speak to somebody. Give it to speak to somebody. I don't like doing businesses with companies that have no 800 number. I need to talk to somebody. If I'm not talking to somebody, I don't buy from you. I need to speak to somebody. Let me see. Free. Blackout call. We'll post someone to say too. Blackout cloth. Let's see. Check the screen. Size. Oops. Size. Oh, that's the 8 feet. 5, 10 feet. So one thing I have left to do is I have a license, another license that I need to acquire, which that's not gonna be hard to do. But let's see how I want to get that done. We got to get the brochures, we have to get the business cards. I need to get my own custom shirts made in hats and bags, so I can put my stuff in it. It has my logo and everything all over it with that 800 number. I can't wait to splash across it. And we have several projectors I want to use, definitely for the on-site. Down that I want to get the mini TV on projection, the theater on the go, because I want to use another over Allentown with that too, also too. So this will be fantastic. And then we can go into the sites that I have. I'm going to put money down on, and we can do our advertising from there. That way I can take that image and those videos and what I've got and take those to other places, and we can have business up and going from there. I got a few places already. I just basically have to get everything to be locked in, because I don't want to be going on site and I don't have business cards. I don't have everything with the 800, everything professional. I need to put a foundation there first. All right. So this is soon. We're going to have demonstrations. We're going to do a much larger screen. The screen we did was around, I say 44 inches. So we're going to do 120 inches. And we're going to use Old Faithful, because, dude, I'm not using one of those on the floor. I use a 4005. That's overkill. It's just too much. We use lumen projectors when companies want to see our screen paints on top of a 5000 to make sure it doesn't hotspot. And if you're doing lumens, you're gonna venues are gonna have to do big screens with them. Which reminds me, they got a place that's going to be renting out pretty soon for a day. It has a massive wall in there. I've got to do a big screen in there. I got to. I've never done a 300-inch screen, and we got the projector to do it too. It'll do a 300-inch screen easily. Right there, so upgrade there, and that's done and finalized right there. So now the dark silver Cinemax comes with a 10x8 or 8x10 blackout cloth surface that you can paint over and use for your projection screen. Gotta go. Thank you all for your time, and God bless.